Good morning friends, welcome to The Point. In today's video we will discuss about one of the various schemes that was launched by RBI in 2015-16, and that was the time when the NPAs in the country, that is non-performing assets, were at its highest. So at that time RBI devised many schemes like CDR, corporate debt restructuring and strategic debt restructuring, S4A scheme to revive the stress asset. So one of the scheme that was launched during that time was Joint Lenders Forum, and today we are gonna learn about that. So the Joint Lenders Forum is a dedicated grouping of lenders bank that is formed to speed up the decisions when an asset, that is the loan, of more than 100 crore or more turns out to be a stress asset. The guidelines for the formation of JLF is issued by Reserve Bank of India. Now you could think that why RBI provides the directions for JLF, because most of the loans that are given out in the market are through the banks or NBFCs, and it is the RBI, which is the central bank of the country, regulates the banking system. So RBI issues the directions or the guidelines for the formation of JLF. Now when does this joint lenders forum is formed? The first basic condition is that the loan account or the asset account should be 100 crore or more. In that case only, and that account has to be such an account that has potential to become a NPA. Now what are NPAs? It is non-performing assets. I have separately taken a video over it, so I'll just we'll quickly revise that as to what NPAs are. So when on the loan, if the principal or the interest remains overdue, that is the debtor is not paying the interest or the installment till 90 days. So from 91st day the account will be considered as NPA, and there are subcategories of NPA like doubtful asset, substandard asset, lost asset, and this can be this is covered in the separate video for NPAs. But as of now, what all you need to know is that any loan account on which the payment remains overdue for a period of 90 days or more comes into the category of NPA. And Joint Lenders Forum is formed only in the case where they can see that there's a potential that the account will soon turn into NPA in the future. Also the basic condition that the account's value should be 100 crore or more than that. Moving on to the next slide, which talks about what was the need for Joint Lenders Forum. So friends, as I've told you, the financial year 2015-16 was a time where the Indian economy witnessed the highest or the peak of NPAs, and especially the PSB, that is the public sector banks, were in a terrible condition. And that time the economy was suffering from the twin balance sheet problem, where the liability side of the big corporates were showing humongous amounts of loans, as well as the bank's balance sheet was showing assets mounting, and most of them was NPAs. So in order to revive this money and to put it back into the credit system of the economy, many schemes were launched by the RBI. So that is why there was a need that arose that time, that Joint Lenders Forum should be formed, which could help revive those stress assets and prevent them from turning into a NPA. So with the increase in NPA problem in the economy, there was a need to resolve the issue in more efficient and time-bound manner. One thing to note over here is that it is not that there were no schemes or no mechanism to revive the stress assets. There were things in place at that time also, but those were not that efficient, as well as they were taking huge or a lot of time to solve the cases. Until that time there was a stay on the property, the money could not be used, the bank accounts were freezed. So there was a need for such a mechanism which could solve the problem in a more efficient manner, and especially the time bound manner, so that the money can be revived and put back into the supply or the liquidity supply of the country. Moving on to the next slide, and the last topic for the day: when is the forum formed? So there are certain trigger points on the happening of which the forum is formed. So which is as soon as an account is reported to CRI LC, that is CRILIC, as SMA2, all the lenders including NBFC, SIs, that is non-banking financial companies, systematically important categories, will form a lenders committee to be called as joint lenders forum under a convener and formulate a joint corrective action plan for early resolution of the stress asset in the account. So here we need to learn two things. First, what is CRILIC, and second is SMA2, and then again we'll come to this paragraph. So first, what is this CRILIC? That is Central Repository of Information on Large Credits. So it is a centralized repository or an arrangement provided by the RBI which collects the loan accounts where the value is more than 50 crores. Okay, then coming to what is SMA account. Now SMA2 or special mention accounts 2 is such a category of loan that reports repayment problems for the last 60 days. So whenever an account which is not paying or repaying the principal or the installment, you can say, and the installment remains overdue between the period of 61 to 90 days. So which means that after 90 days it will automatically gets converted into NPA. So it has a high probability. So just think logically that any account which is in this category, that is it has not paid any installment from last 61 to 90 days, it has high potential of getting converted into NPA, because as soon as it touches this threshold of 90, it will be counted as NPA. So such an account is called SMA account, and if the value is more than 100 crores, then the trigger is generated, and as soon as the trigger is generated, the joint lenders forum is formed. And how it is formed? It involves the banks that have lended plus the NBFCs, if any, that is included in the creditors list, and the forum is convened under a convener, and all of them come together and formulate a joint corrective action plan to revive the loan account, that is to make it stress free and prevent it from becoming a non-performing asset. So this is how the forum works. So friends, I hope by now that you are clear with the functioning of the JLF, and what is JLF all about, why was it formed. That is it was formed during the time of 2015-16 to imbalance sheet problem, rising NPAs, how does it function, and the triggers that need to be generated for forum to come into action. So friends, this is all for the today's video. Thank you so much for your patience, and please stay fit and stay at home.